Honestly, freaking A. This is bloody awesome. Towards the end of September, the Land Rover Club of Southern Africa, during their Eastern Cape tour, paid Bathurst a surprise visit when one of its local members, Noel, brought the club on a drive one sunny Sunday morning to support our new little Landy Craft coffee stall, the Diesel Bean. And as Landy people are, their arms were wide open in extended invitation for us to hang with them a bit. So in gratitude, Patrick, who you would have seen in the previous recovery video, had the idea that we should guide them through the village's private commonage for a bit of fun, while after, we would then continue on Noel's original plan of taking the poor man's game drive en route to Kenton-on-Sea.
Robert, Defender, come in.
Over.
Let's give him a little bit of a surprise. When we get down to the quarry, I'll let you catch up to it.
100%, give me the cue. What Patrick is referring to here is an old, unused mini quarry where we sometimes come and play with our adventure vehicles. And a short 40-degree slope with easy access is the highlight here. All right, hang 10 of you.
Nothing else.
So it's been a while since I've used my Nikon, and unfortunately forgot that I needed to install the external microphone. So until I get that installed, music will mostly provide the soundtrack. Here, my friends Rod and Lisa were concerned that the center diff lock light wasn't illuminating, and also didn't feel like it was engaging. Sorry? With the diff lock? It's not in diff! Whoa! That diff lock isn't locked. So Simon, a fellow Puma owner, came over to lend a helping hand. It turned out that the transfer case's locking lever was sticking due to not being used in a long time. But after a few tries, it eventually engaged. Proof that it's always a good idea to make sure you engage your diff lock every now and again, so that it doesn't let you down in an emergency. Yay! And the last to take the hill is Clint, whose landy you may recognize as the famous Mud and Guts from Instagram. He decides to show us how it's done by taking the less used section, made more challenging by the very loose surface of shale. Don't stall now.
Okay.
The gate, keep right. Don't go through the gate.
Continuing through the commonage, we headed deeper into the thicket,
Convoy complete.
which would prove to be a little worrisome for Noel's extremely rare Series 2A that has just been completely restored into showroom condition.
Yeah, this next little section is quite, the bush is quite thick, so we're just going to push through, and it is quite windy through the bushes.
Suffocate for a little while.
These little beauties may originally have been designed for this, but their current, almost priceless value make it painful to do so. So, we decided to cut the route through the thicket short and get back to the gravel road.
Yeah.
To get one, we're going to go through with his ranger. Yeah, no, he's not happy with it.
As we navigated the narrow tracks of the commonage, we attempted to educate them on the newly categorized Albany thicket, which is a unique group of biomes only found in this part of the Eastern Cape.
Cold beer and pizza.
Yeah. Still have to go the whole South Road as well.
Look at that. That's awesome. That is awesome. Uh-huh.
That's the thorn wall.
Sounds like a track. Yeah. Which is the best, I think.
So, here's a bit of info that the club chairperson, Clint Mason, shared with me about the club. The Land Rover Owners Club of Southern Africa, aka LROCsa, is the official appointed club for Land Rover owners in Southern Africa, which traditionally includes Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Eswatini, Lesotho, and South Africa. The club actually received written authorization from Land Rover headquarters in Solihull way back in 1960, and are currently one of the oldest motoring clubs in the world. What an achievement that is, and any member of the club can be a proud member indeed.
This car from him, remember? Yeah.
Right.
Very little signal around.
A steep decline brought us to our next stop, which we locals call Penny's Hook. It's a section of river which includes a low-level bridge crossing the Kawi River.
Son, let's go. Sun is
I'm just
Deaths of cool air, hues of yellow.
Leaving Penny's Hook, we're greeted with a steep incline out of the ravine, which can be a very treacherous section when wet, and is recommended for 4x4s only during such conditions.
One day here comes a cold breeze, and high blue skies of November. Some of the town.
En route, we meet up with Carl and Jerry, who have just arrived from PE, just in time to join us on the game drive.
They also feel the cold breeze.
Yeah, we're seeing who's got the best turning circles here.
It's the end of the golden season.
You win.
Heading into the poor man's game drive, an overhead lightning strike suddenly dramatizes our entrance into the reserve.
Oh. Close windows, quickly. Wow, weenus.
Why do you open that?
Well, because lightning.
Lightning.
Child, the north wind becomes under skies so deep and blue. The child of the north wind, there he comes, bringing the cold transport.
The club meeting commenced during a refreshments break on the bridge of the Kariga River, upstream from Clinton-on-Sea, when, suddenly, we were pleasantly surprised by a small family of elephants crossing the river 200 meters downstream. As the club gets ready to head off again, Clint and I, followed by Uncle Chaz, decide to rush ahead to find a spot to get shots of the rest of the convoy coming through the reserve.
It's time to set up camera. Look at this.
Stays completely dry.
Clint, there's lacquer water here. Maybe there might be some lacquer water shots over here. Yeah, he says yes. Check at that. Check at that. Should be actually taking it like this. Look at that.
Okay, well then you tell everyone to stop. So I think that's too much. Ooh.
I was completely caught off guard at how deep this mud got and realized I was in the wrong gear and needing to accelerate, but couldn't as I was too close to Clint.
Yes, see. Yes, see.
Then we tell everyone to stop. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to video or not, because they're all just coming. Quickly.
Everyone just hang on. Just stop until we tell you to come.
This is when I just want to give a shout out to my youngest son, who, while filming Team Unicorn here, stepped on a huge cactus leaf and still carried on filming after removing the huge spines embedded in his foot. Well done, my boy.
Yes, see, freaking A. This is bloody awesome.
Next up, Noel's little series gives us a performance that we'll likely never see it give again, as it tries to buck him and Leanne out of their seats.
Yes. Yes.
There's the driver. Driver Farmer Brown, Farmer Noel.
Freaking hey. Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. After that bit of fun, we continued navigating the heavily eroded track through the reserve, working up our appetite for the evening meal together. There's a brilliant article in the LROC online magazine covering not only this excursion, but also the rest of their tour, which you can find by clicking the link in the video's description box down below. At last, we arrive in Kenton-on-Sea to finish off the day with some ice-cold ones and a good old wood-fired pizza. Please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. And who knows, maybe I'll bump into you somewhere out there.